Hey all, thanks for hanging out in Popmatics 101 and giving me the opportunity to kind of present some of my ideas and my approach to teaching popular styles of music. Today I'm going to hit an exercise called Area 51. This is a great exercise to introduce students to my Popmatics program. This isn't in the Popmatics Pocket Guide. This is there's something that's kind of like this, but this is a more basic version that I think you'll be able to pick up on very quickly, and it's something you can start doing with young students right away. As long as they can handle playing 2 notes in the right hand and can count to 7 back and forth, they'll be able to do this exercise. So again, the presentation is going to be a little different. I'm using kind of a very casual setup today. I'm just using my iPhone. Some days I'll have screen sharing and it'll be a little bit more sophisticated setup, but this is a very basic exercise. You're gonna pick up on this right away. So the presentation, like I said, I need to kind of explain how that works, but as far as the exercise, this is gonna be very easy. You'll be able to get parents in playing with the kid. You'll be able to play with them. You'll trade spots, so you'll be playing the harmony and they'll be creating a melody. All that stuff can happen. So there's a lot to this. I'm going to kind of cover phase 1, like what could happen in a single lesson. And then in another video at another time, I'll talk about how to go into like kind of more advanced, I guess, harmonic explorations, like different things that you can do to it, and just also ways to kind of enhance the exercise. So I'm gonna go over to the iPad. I'm gonna show how to do this file, and then I'm gonna give a demonstration at the piano. So here we go. Okay, so this is the chart for Area 51. What we're looking at here, if you have the Popmatics Pocket Guide, you have a chart that looks somewhat similar to this, but this one's a little more advanced. So the Area 51 is actually not, it's kind of like it sets you up for getting into Popmatics, but this is a really basic exercise. So what we're gonna do here, sometimes I like to use the musician's die to kind of determine our key, but just to make it easy to visualize, we're gonna do it in C. And so what we're doing is we're going to write out the scale at the top. So they got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now the Area 51, what you're going to see is you got the scale degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you got your 1 in parentheses. That's our repeater. We're going to take the 5 and the 1 in parentheses, just like we have up here, and then we're going to play those in the right hand. So you're going to play a G and a C, maybe fingers 1 and 3. You could use 1 and 4 if they're really small hands or something, but 1 and 3 is great for this exercise. And then what you're looking at down here, the dashes are representing basically quarter notes. You're gonna hit the 51. Each one of those is a 51. When you see the slash with the dashes, that's like a hit and hold. So like a whole note, you hit it 1 and then hold it 2, 3, 4. The numbers are representing your bass motion. So when you play, for example, the PLT 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, 7, 1, your left hand is going to hit C, E, F, A, G, B, C at the top. So they're just the scale degrees that we're doing. And when you hit the 1, you're going to hit it at the same time with the 51, and you're going to give them 2. And so I'll demonstrate what that looks like at the piano. And these number sequences, these are, you're not going to really get the significance of this, but this is really well thought out, the order that it's in, and what this is going to turn into when we start stacking chords over these bass notes. So the bass notes, this number system is going to stay through when you get to the number system essentials. Slightly different order because this primary chord scale here is going to go down to the 3rd one, but again, the numbers, as far as your bass notes, those are going to remain consistent. And as this exercise progresses. So we're going to hit the piano and we're going to do a demonstration to show you how this all works. Okay, so here we go with Area 51. So in the right hand, we are going to play the 5 and the 1 at the top here with fingers 1 and 3. Again, whatever the student needs to do to be comfortable, go ahead and do that. And then aside from that, we're just going to run up the scale in the left hand, 151 for every number. And so here we go. Right there we can see that the properties of 5 and 1, they work with every scale degree. You get a little bit of clash there, but it's just a pass through. Okay? Now the next number system we have is 1, 4, 5, 4, 1. These are our primary chords, right? We're only doing the common tones of these kind of like consonant sounds, but you're getting kind of the elements of playing a 1, 4, 5 progression. So we're going to do 1, and this time we're going to hit 4 for each one. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2. The 5 chord, back to 4, and then back to 1, 2, 3, 4, off. So that is your slash with the dashes. That's a hit and hold. Now, again, this is kind of showing them with the left hand, you're just doing quarter notes straight up. Here, you're kind of doing whole notes against the quarter note. So now we're going to have half notes against the quarter note, so we're going to have 2 for each one. So this one here is our primary leading tone, that's the PLT. So this is going 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, 7, 1. So in the left hand, we have this 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, 7, 1. It's basically our primary chords with a skip. So it's a 1, skip, 4, skip, 5, skip, and then you're done. So 2 for each. 2, 3, 4, same hit and hold at the end. The next exercise we have is you have 2, 2, and then you have 4 on the 6. So this is what I call this is kind of like the Popmatics phone number. You do it with phone number rhythm. 1, 3, 6, 2, 4, 5, 7. So when you have that in the left hand, it kind of sounds like a jingle. 1, 3, 6, 2, 4, 5, 7, 1. And here you're going to do 2 for all of them except that 6. You're going to get the 4. So you're going to go 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 5, 7, 1. And then the final one is the alternate roots. And again, these names are a little bit more appropriate for what you're going to find in the Popmatics Pocket Guide, because we're going to start stacking full chords rather than just this kind of common 51 here. But this is, again, just getting students introduced to number system. And again, most students, they have no problem understanding how far apart a 1 and a 4 is. They know how to add. They know 6 is going to go up 2, 5 is going to go back 1. It's a lot easier than doing the alphabet backwards, but also you're giving them kind of the introduction to functional harmony. So here, we're going to have the 1, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 5, 1. Okay. Now, the next part of this exercise, if they can handle all that pretty easily, one of the things I'll start to draw in here would be something like this. I'll throw these little, I don't know what you call them, these little symbols here kind of going up. And what this is doing is we're talking about the push here. So what's going to happen is when I hit this 4, instead of hitting right on the downbeat, I'm going to hit it on the and of 4. And I'm going to do that for each one. So it's going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. So you're pushing it in a little early. Okay? Same thing. You can do it on the next exercise too. Always start together, but then do the push for the rest of them. Again, there's more to this where we can start doing eighth notes. We can start talking about adding in the notes that are not in the key of C. And but we're going to save that for another video to expand on that a little more so this doesn't get too long. But the one thing I'll say is once you do this, you can let the students just kind of make up their own and when they can keep a steady rhythm, you can come up top and make up your own melody. It's hard for me to do this at the same time, but you could do it like on the 1. Again, you can get up there and you can just start making a melody. You can switch with the student and you can start playing these number systems and let them kind of improvise. And what's really great is you can get a parent in here. Anybody can come to the piano and understand, you know, the C major scale. It's all the white keys and none of the black keys. As soon as you get into another scale and you got a black key, it becomes which one, and it gets much harder. But right here, you could get a parent to start with one finger. And as you see, I do that in the left hand. This does not need to be proper fingering or anything. This is just getting introduced to the number system. So as long as this kid can do this and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, they can get started with this exercise and start creating this, kind of a cool sound. So the parents can come in, and again, as you're doing that, they can start playing there too. And just that little bit is really kind of magical to watch, to just watch the smiles on everybody's face when that happens. So that's it for Area 51. Please let me know if I need to do a better job explaining this, but that's it for now. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right, so we're gonna leave this one at that, and we'll expand on this exercise later. Please let me know if this was confusing because I'll find a better way to explain it, or maybe I'll redo this with screen sharing so you can see everything at the same time. But hopefully this concept makes sense, this idea of having the 51, the 5s and the 1s, it works with everything in the diatonic scale. So this is all standard diatonic system stuff. And you don't have to really talk about chords, you don't need to really talk about rhythms, you don't need to explain whole notes, half notes, all this stuff, but it's all happening. So this is really about, teaching them to feel the music, feel what these numbers feel like against the 51, because each number has its kind of own property. And as you move this into a new key, you've got a new 5-1, you've got a new scale shape, but you can do the same exercise. And it's a great way to get students to really understand the shape of each scale. So this is an exercise that I'll do. Sometimes we just do it as a warm-up when we're starting a song in a new key, because it's a great way to do it. And so as we start to build in the full chords in the right hand, we know that we can always include the 1s and 5s in whatever chords we're doing, because they just work all the time. So anyway, hope everyone has a great day, and I will talk to you soon.